I will always find the mic. Thank you. Before I go any further, I like to spell my name phonetically for people. It's actually land. Which, when people wonder why I get into self-defense, I go, my last name is Snortland, okay? Anyway, for those of you who have read my column over the years, you're already familiar with my contempt for Santa and all things claws. Year after year, I've written column after column about deposing or impeaching him. His behavior and actions would land anyone else in federal prison serving consecutive life sentences. Elf trafficking and kidnapping, blatant undocumented border crossing, running a sweatshop, reindeer cruelty, judging naughty and nice with the flimsiest shreds of evidence, bouncing little girls and boys on his lap. Please, pervert. And his personal habits? Since when does an obese, hairy white man with no fashion sense dictate what we do for weeks? Oh, Rush Limbaugh. Oh, that's right. People, please see through this charade. Santa is a tyrannical, ill-mannered glutton with a long list of human rights violations. And bellowing, ho, 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 in a distasteful display of noise pollution, well, I shout back, pimp, 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 for trying to make gift sluts of us all. We should not encourage Santa worship or idolatry. Please help me destroy, or at least boycott his influence and assist me in finally driving the Santa scourge from our cultural landscape. Okay, I'm finally admitting that talk is cheap. I've been mulling over what I can actually do to eradicate the Santa pest. Of course, there's the house-by-house approach where I sign up homeowners to keep their fires burning all night, to keep St. Nick from breaking and entering through the chimney. That ought to put some sizzle in his lard ass. Snap, crackle, pop. Sputter, sputter. By way, to further prove my assertions that Santa's a sicko, visit sketchysantas.com. Creepy Kris Kringle aplenty. But keeping him out of our homes is only treating the Santa symptom, not the disease. What might we do to really wipe him out? Happily, I've indoctrinated my hubby Ken into my anti-Santa fervor, and we've come up with some ideas. Tell Sarah Palin, for instance, that Santa is a moose. Since I presume Sarah Palin can see Russia and the North Pole from her house, she'd have the most likely shot at forever ridding the skies of St. Nick. We convince her that Santa is actually Bullwinkle and a communist to boot. Blam, 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 from a helicopter to boot. Then she could land and field dress Santa. Sell South Park, for instance, a Santa-bashing script and let teenage boys do the rest. A Facebook group called Kick a Ginger Day, actually based on a 2005 South Park episode that made redheads targets of bigotry, unleashed attacks on unwitting red-haired students. So inspired, I've started a Facebook group called Santa Stinks. Really, I have. Members will be asked, among other things, to sit on Santa's lap and rip a good one, then turn around and blame it on him. If I can write a South Park script, so much the better. I get paid to give Santa the boot and the poot. Start rumors that Santa is gay, biracial, and born in Kenya. That is possibly my most diabolical plan so far. It would be pretty easy to sick rabid right-wing attack dogs on Santa, including so-called teabaggers, Glenn Beck, Bill O'Reilly, whom I call Oh Really, and Rush Limbaugh. Can't you see the protest signs that the teabaggers will carry at local malls and Christmas parties? Santa spelled funny is Satan. Don't give Santa Medicare or health reform. Show me Santa's birth certificate, the signs would read. And where is Lou Dobbs on this Santa thing? Can you think of anyone that has fewer papers than Santa or who uses more undocumented workers than he does? You can't, can you? Santa should be deported back to Turkey, where he came from originally. Before I forget, have you ever seen Rush Limbaugh and Santa Claus in the same room? Perhaps obliterating Santa would also KO Limbaugh. Oh, this plot gets better and better. Okay, so you catch my snowdrift here, right? If you want to get Christmas back, join me. I know I'm a bit rabid in my despising of Santa. It's not unlike the obsession that some people have in their hatred of clowns. And the term for cloud paranoia is calrophobia. If you're claustrophobic, join me on Facebook at Santa Stinks. That's called Bah Ho Ho.